So, welcome, welcome, welcome. Hi, I'm Kelly Hugert, and today I want to talk a little bit about the Wounded Heart Warrior program. So, this is a program that I actually developed using the not only my personal experiences, but the content from my doctoral program. And in this group program is really geared toward those with nervous system related disorders like complex PTSD, PTSD, and even burnout. And in this program, I actually teach evidence-based processes within mind body medicine, like plant-based therapy, breath work, hypnotherapy, and some other tools I'll talk about. So just this is just an introduction of the program and a little bit more about, I've had some people ask me a little bit more about what it includes and what that looks like. And here's the thing, really, trauma does rewire your brain, whether that be whether you've been diagnosed with burnout or some sort of post-traumatic injury. It really, really does rewire the brain and it crashes the nervous system. And we really need tools to overcome that. And for somebody like me, who's a highly sensitive person, I have a lot of allergies to conventional medicine, so don't get to, I can't take a lot of medicine and things. So when I was going through my life crash, they suggested, conventional medicine suggested some pharmaceuticals that were contraindicated for me. And for me, I was like, okay, there's no way I can do this. I have to find another way. And so this led me to the path here of what can I use from integrated protocols to help me to get back on my feet, to reduce my overwhelm, to like I had nightmares and night terrors for over 7 years. I had developed insomnia, sleep insomnia, because my night terrors were so bad. And so that led me to develop this program. And of course, I'm talking a little bit about that here. So just going to kind of run through some of the things. So let's just talk a little bit about mind body medicine and with hypnosis and hypnotherapy to support burnout and various types of abuse. So, and here's the thing, mind body medicine is on equal footing with conventional medicine. And we have tools that are evidence based. So, in other words, we have peer-reviewed research on this, and this research actually leads towards something called neuroplasticity, right? So the idea, neuroplasticity, and basically this is based on psychoneuroimmunology, right? The idea that the brain can, with the right tools and support, and supporting the nervous system and supporting the gut microbiome and all those things I'll talk about in just a minute, but we can recover and we can rewire the brain, and that's called neuroplasticity, which can help lead to more calm and more happiness. And so in this, I'm talking specifically about this, about complex PTSD. We're now changing the terminology of this to complex stress syndromes, which include burnout, PTSD, and complex PTSD. And now we're making a shift to, instead of PTSD, because it's not really a disorder, right? It's more of an injury. So post-traumatic injury or a post-traumatic stress injury. And what that means is this sort of takes this, in my mind, this takes this to a different level of, this is not a disorder that somebody was born with, like a genetic, although trauma can be passed down through generations. We know that. We'll put a pin in that because that's a whole nother topic for another time. But the idea of an injury, right, or multiple injuries leading to the body, and the body starting to shut down and be in constant fight or flight mode, which then wreaks havoc on the entire body. So people who often have complex PTSD or these complex stress syndromes or complex injuries, over time, this can also lead towards chronic illnesses and medical conditions, which was my case. So the abuse that I encountered, the long-term abuse, you're marinated in abuse, right? This is not a one-time situation, but a day in, day out, marinated in abuse. And then what that does is the body completely starts to shut down, and then which can trigger epigenetics, which can turn on disease state genes. So So then we have to go back and do versus preventative, which unfortunately, if you knew you were going there, you wouldn't go there. But then by the time you're in it, like in my case, I ended up being diagnosed with a very uncommon, it's more known now, but uncommon medical condition. And so all those years of complex stress exacerbated, completely drained me physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, every which way you can think of. And then I was later diagnosed with chronic condition. Thankfully, we do have epigenetics. We can turn on and off genes. That's again another topic for another conversation. But the thing is with mind body medicine, while it is newer and it's a revolutionary approach to medical and physical to physical and emotional well-being, this is not fads. This is not smoke and mirrors. We have peer-reviewed evidence to support this. And for especially people who may be highly sensitive people who have sensitivities to medication, or like me, found themselves in a tornado of emotions, and therapy. There's something wrong with that situation. So we want to tap into some integrative health tools, right? We want to tap into all the tools that we have from a different perspective and not just staying in our head and talking about something, which really just cements the issue further. And that was what I found in my situation. And many of my clients who come to me found that same situation. And so just a little bit here is, this is the reason why I know so much about this, because from previous toxic relationships, I actually developed complex post-traumatic stress disorder and burnout. Therapy, while, helped me validate my feelings. And basically my therapist told me, you've been at war every day of your life. And those were her exact words. That was not enough. I knew I needed more. And this is when I began my doctoral program and to develop these secret tips and tricks and biohacks. And now I share those with others because they help me so much. And of course, this is a virtual program as well. But let's talk a little bit about some of the highlights and some of the tools that I have put into this e-course. It's an evergreen. So in other words, once you join, you have access to it all the time that it's on the platform. And eventually I will move it to my website, but you would still have access to it. But in this, I'm going to talk about, or actually I already do talk about, some different integrative approaches that can support the nervous system. And that being plant-based therapies, right? Herbalism, flower essences, aromatherapy, which can help support not only sleep and support reducing stress and relaxing the nervous system, but actually build back the nervous system, right? So that is one powerful tool. Just in and of itself, that tool right there is worth the entire cost of the course. But I always give my clients as much tools as I can so that they have various tools to draw from. So another thing that I teach in this program is trance-based modalities like hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and even guided imagery. And this is really good because it begins healing at the unconscious, or some people call it the subconscious level. So this is the idea of the critical faculty only being about 5 to 8% of the mind. And so we're really bypassing that 5 to 8%, and we're really going deep into the rest of the mind where all those little feelings and emotions and thoughts live. And we're really rewiring the brain, so to speak, using neuroplasticity and shifting perspectives so that we can support recovery and really cultivate resilience and healing from that perspective. And that's, of course, just those two tools, just that tool in of itself is a very, very valuable tool. And I work with my private clients with these tools as well. And so, and they really get a lot of forward motion in a shorter time than other modalities, which is the reason why I developed this program. So another one of the tools is breath work, which is a very, very powerful tool. Again, nourishing that nervous system, right? Balancing it out and really begin to create more resilience and more calm. And, 5 minutes of breath work and mindfulness can literally change your life. I'm a Reiki master teacher. So when I do my breath work, I'm obviously going to use Reiki as a part of this course. Some people like Reiki, so once a month I offer a Reiki. I send out Reiki to anyone who wants it. If you don't want it, you don't have to sign up for that, but it's free and it's part of the course. And once a month, all of my clients that want get Reiki as well. And that's not mentioned here, but it is a part of the class. And so, functional medicine tools like functional nutrition, one of the things that is so overlooked, but the majority of practitioners, is, because I have a lot of clients come to me and they tell me about other practitioners they've been to. And one of the things is the idea of functional nutrition, particularly the gut microbiome. And I teach a really, really very easy recipe, very tasty recipe, that people can drink daily or a few times a week to help address the gut microbiome. And we know that when we heal that gut, we can support healing the mind as well. That is important. And it's one tool that a lot of practitioners overlook. And functional medicine protocols, I'm a functional medicine certified health coach. Functional medicine protocols are very important. We need the nutrient dense food when we're in stress, which I give resources for, and we need to address the gut microbiome. So, so, so important. And again, can't tell you how often, and I meet other practitioners, and sometimes, we have, we inquire about each other's work. And I often ask them, do you address the gut microbiome? Do you work with these other tools? And they're like, what? They don't even know. And I think that's a lot of the reason why when people are in conventional protocols, I think that's the reason why it goes on for so long, because they're not getting the full integrative medicine model of support. Okay, so now let's talk a little bit about mindfulness and mind body medicine type support. And again, we're talking about things like mindfulness, right? Mindful walking, shake therapy, which I talk about in the book, creative writing, relaxation techniques, right? Breath work can go into this as well, guided imagery and hypnosis go in this as well. But this idea that we are supporting the mind body connection, right? One psychoneuroimmunologist and psychoneuroimmunology teach that all of these things are connected. Stress is connected with how your immune system works. Stress is connected with overload of stress can be connected with sleep habits, with nervous system, with medical issues. All of that is a really big ball of yarn, so to speak. And in order to have a full level of healing, we have to address every aspect of the body and not just talking something out. And then before you know it, you're rutted out in the road of West Virginia, you're stuck in the mud when 3 pickup trucks went ahead of you and the rain is just coming down. This is an analogy I use with my hypnotherapy clients. And then you're trying to drive down this road and you're stuck. And sometimes over talking with certain things can actually lead to being rutted into that movement. We need forward motion, right? We don't want to be rutted in and stuck in the mud. We want to access neuroplasticity. We want to access tools that nourish the nervous system and that go beyond regular conventional medicine. And that's what this course does. All right, let's see. And that's really the end of this overview of the course. And you're welcome to jump on a call with me, 804 You Hypno, or you can also schedule a session with me as well. And we can talk a little bit more about this. This may be beneficial for you. So I hope you guys have a great day. And again, reach out with any questions, concerns, or wonderings.